As most of us know, pro wrestling is not 100% real. Almost everything is scripted and predetermined, and the performers know how to safely execute moves while still making them look real. This isn't to take anything away from these men and women, as they really do train endlessly and put their bodies on the line every night. Regardless, some of the most memorable moments in the sport, however, are the ones that aren't decided beforehand. So here are 6 unforgettable, unscripted moments in wrestling. If you watched wrestling back in the 90s, you know of the infamous curtain call that changed the industry forever. At a house show in 1996, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were appearing in their final matches under WWE as they were moving over to WCW and competed against Shawn Michaels and Triple H respectively. At the end of the night, Scott Hall entered the ring to embrace fellow babyface HBK. Shortly after, Hunter and Nash, both known as heels, joined the pair for a group hug and salute to the crowd. This single moment, now known as the curtain call, forever changed professional wrestling, as the illusion of good guys and bad guys was shattered for countless fans. It's safe to say this was not supposed to go down. Back at Royal Rumble in 2005, Batista was a legitimate animal and was supposed to cleanly win the match to get a title shot. In the end, it was down to Batista and John Cena, but in what was likely a major botch, they ended up both going over the top rope and landing on the ground simultaneously. This of course led to some controversy over who won, so the boss decided to come out and clear things up. As Vince ran to the ring to sort out this unscripted mess, he ended up blowing out both of his quads. This resulted in Vince sitting awkwardly in the ring as he told the referee to restart the match, which allowed Batista to win the Rumble as originally planned. In my eyes, one of the most memorable moments in WWE's long history was when Mankind was tossed off the cell by The Undertaker, falling over 15 feet through a table. The interesting thing though is this was actually planned. However, Mankind is one tough SOB, so he fought through a concussion and a dislocated shoulder to get back into the match. The part that wasn't supposed to happen though was when Foley was chokeslammed through the roof of the cell. To make things worse, the steel chair fell down as well and landed on Foley's head, which resulted in a dislocated jaw, broken teeth, and damage to his internal organs. Foley was totally out of it at this point, and people legitimately thought Mankind was dead, yet he continued to put on a great performance once he came to. As many of you may know, Jeff Hardy has struggled with substance abuse problems during his professional wrestling career. One night in 2011, Hardy was set to face off with Sting in TNA at a pay-per-view after weeks of hype. Now the problem is, Hardy was either stoned or hammered or maybe both for the event. When his music hit, he was nowhere to be found. Everybody in the building sat awkwardly for 47 whole seconds until Jeff stumbled out from the back, visibly out of it. Before the match started, Eric Bischoff came out to secretly give the two instructions on how the match was going to proceed now. Clearly, Sting was not impressed, so after about 25 seconds of real action, the Icon forcefully held Hardy to the mat for the pin. The crowd was absolutely livid, and Sting nodded in agreement. The Pipe Bomb by CM Punk in 2011 is arguably the best promo of the PG era. After he interfered in a match and took out John Cena, he took a seat at the top of the ramp with a microphone. He said he was going to leave the company with the WWE Championship, and then proceeded to badmouth Vince and Stephanie McMahon, as well as Triple H. He even called Hulk Hogan, Cena, and The Rock ass kissers before his mic was cut by WWE. Now I know some people believe this was scripted, but hear me out. WWE had given Punk the mic and allowed him to make some pre-approved controversial comments. However, Punk clearly decided to take advantage of his freedom on the mic and say whatever he wanted, which is why it's technically an unscripted moment. No, this one isn't a surprise, but it's number 1 for a reason. The infamous Montreal Screwjob refers to when Vince McMahon clearly and deliberately screwed Bret Hart out of the WWF Championship. Bret was the current champion and was facing off against Shawn Michaels in his home country of Canada at Survivor Series in 1997. Bret had however been offered a ton of money by WCW and was jumping ship, and Vince didn't want Bret to take the title with him. Even though Hart's contract allowed for some creative control, meaning he didn't have to drop the title in Canada, McMahon decided to go rogue. Under direct orders from Vince, referee Earl Hebner declared HBK the winner via submission, even though Hart never tapped out. Hart was absolutely furious and had every right to be, given he had even agreed to drop the title the very next night on Raw. This moment was truly unforgettable. And those are 6 unforgettable, unscripted moments in wrestling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching.